right, my goodness, another week has gone by, and here we are again, Coach Dave, Accordion Cool, playing a little bit under a little of a handicap here today. Some dummy, I won't mention his name, happened to tip the accordion over, and something got jammed, all right? So if you hear some squeaks and squawks, that means I hit the wrong thing at the right time or the wrong thing at the... Well, anyway, so we're just going to try and persevere and see what happens. Of course, that first tune was called Makin' Whoopee, and that came from a musical, and it was introduced by a fellow named Eddie Cantor. Eddie Cantor, wow, he was kind of a song and dance man out of the 1920s. He actually did have a TV show in the 1950s for a while anyway. And of course the song was called Makin' Whoopee, and the show that it came from was, oh yeah, Whoopee, or Whoopee. However, so 1925, 28, somewhere around there. Excuse me. Well, we're getting a little more recent. This next tune going all the way up to 1940. And this is actually a Mexican song written by a young lady named Consuelo Vasquez. Consuelo Vasquez wrote this song in 1940. And she was 16 years old, and she wrote the song, and the title of the song, I think I've told this story before, is Bésame Mucho, and that means either love me much or kiss me much or something in Spanish. Well, Consuelo had to admit that even though she wrote the song at 16 years old, she'd never been kissed. Excuse me again. So, but she did a pretty good job of it because it's in the Mexican Grammy Hall of Fame, and it's been a standard for many years. Bésame, Bésame Mucho. Bésame Mucho, 1940. All right, well, we're gonna keep getting higher here. We're going to 49 or so for this one. And this song came from a show called Brigadoon. Now, for the most part, I generally don't play a lot of show tunes. Why is that, Coach Dave? Well, to be honest with you, a lot of show tunes, in my estimation, are kind of silly. And if you don't know the show or the theme or whatever, you don't understand them. But this was a pretty decent show tune. I don't do this tune a lot, but it's a fairly nice tune, And I just forgot the name of it. Oh, well. I'll play it and I'll tell you the name afterward, or maybe you can figure it. Oh, boy. Almost Like Being in Love. That's the name of the song. Almost Like Being in Love. I don't know. I'm speechless as far as trying to understand or explain that. Well, we're moving on to our next tune, and I thought this would be an appropriate song for today because the weather outside's a little rainy, but it's not anywhere near what the weather forecasters were predicting. But anyway, we're going to do a little tune from 1953. Also came from a musical. I guess it wasn't too well known because I never heard of it. But the big recording was Frank Sinatra, and there's not a lot of recordings of this tune, and I think it's a beautiful tune, and it's called, appropriately, Here's That Rainy Day. Rainy Day, in my estimation, one of the prettiest songs ever written. Well, we're going to 1942 for this tune, and this tune written by Duke Ellington, and it's probably one of the simplest tunes ever written, but was a big Duke hit. There's only two notes, two melody notes in the whole song. If I can remember which two they are, we'll be all right. And it's called C-Jam Blues, which, let me see, that would tell me it's in the key of C, right? Not when you play with Corey Pesaturo. Corey Pesaturo plays it in the key of B flat, of course. But I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do it in B flat, then we're going to go to C. So if Corey's watching, that'll make him happy. It's a little C-Jam Blues, just basically a blues progression. Let's see what happens. C-Jam or B-flat jam, take your pick. You got them both. Blues, C-Jam Blues. Well, you know, we got a couple of extra minutes here, I think. So I kind of thought we might have. So I'm going to do a tune. This tune comes from somewhere around 1950, written by a fellow named Hank Williams. Now, if you're over 60, you might remember Hank Williams. Hank Williams was sort of like the granddaddy of country music. All his songs, they all had either 2 or 3 chords in them. That's it. And he did more with 2 or 3 chords than anybody else. And he had 30, I think it was something like 36 #1 hits. 29 after his passing, I believe, and he died at the age of 29. He was putting some, shall we say, items into his body that did not belong there, and it finally caught up with him. But this tune, I kind of play this tune quite a bit because it's a fun tune, and it doesn't sound real country. So it's a little tune called What am I doing today? I just can't remember tunes today. I'll think of it as I play it. And that tune is called Hey Good Lookin', Hey Good Lookin'. Yeah, how many times have we at least thought that, maybe not said it? Well, we're getting down close to the end of our time here today. Our little half hour of errors here, but that's all right. And the last tune is also a Duke tune, Duke Ellington tune, 1937, I believe it was. And somebody asked him once, where did the name or the title of this tune come from? And the title of the tune is It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing. And I think one of Duke's trumpet players, that was kind of something he always said, hey, man, ain't got a thing if it ain't got the swing. So let's see if we can swing it a little bit with Don't Mean a Thing. So here we go. mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Well, you know, we got about maybe an extra bit. Now I'm going to do a quick chorus of one other Duke tune. I think we recognize this one. Classic Duke Ellington tune called Satin Doll, Satin Doll. I'm sure you've all heard that 1,000 times, and I've probably played it 10,000 times, who knows. Well, we're kind of at the end of our time, and as usual, thank you all for watching and listening and putting up with this crazy instrument today that's not doing what it should be doing. Or maybe it's operator error. Who knows? And, you know, bring those young'uns in. Let them hear all these great tunes. And, like I said, thanks for watching. However you got the show, YouTube, radio, TV, interweb, I don't know. But this is Coach. And, of course, he's in there. But again, fortunately he doesn't have any hair, so as near as I can see, he's not pulling it out because he's got nothing left to pull out. But after what I put him through today, he's earned his money. Austin Ricketts behind the glass. So I tell you what, let's go home with a little Satin Doll and see what happens.